2 Samuel chapter 12. Then Yah sent Nathan to David, and he came to him, and said to him, There were 2 men in one city, one rich and the other poor. The rich one had flocks and herds, very many, but the poor one only had one little ewe lamb, which he had brought and kept it alive. And it grew up with him, and with his children together. It ate of its own food, and drank from its own cup. It lay in his bosom, and it was like a daughter to him. And the traveler came to the rich man, who refused to take from his own flock and from his own herd to prepare one for the wayfaring man who had come to him. But he took the poor man's lamb and prepared it for the man who had come to him. But the wrath of David burned greatly against the man, and he said to Nathan, As Yah lives, the man who has done this is a son of death. Also he has to repay 4-fold the lamb, because he did this deed, and because he had no compassion. Then Nathan said to David, You are this man. Thus said Yah, power of Israel, I anoint you sovereign over Israel, and I'll deliver you from the hand of Shemu'el. And I gave you your master's house and your master's wives into your bosom, and gave you the house of Israel and Yehudah. And if that were not enough, I also would have given you much more. Why have you despised the word of Yah to do evil in his eyes? You have struck Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and his wife you took to be your wife, and you have killed him with the sword of the children of Ammon. And now the sword does not turn aside from your house, because you have despised me, and have taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your wife. Thus said Yah, See, I am raising up evil against you from your own house, and shall take your wives before your eyes, and give them to your neighbor, and he shall lie with your wives in the sight of this sun. For you did it in secret, but I shall do this deed before all Israel and before the sun. And David said to Nathan, I have sinned against Yah. And Nathan said to David, Also Yah has put away your sin, you shall not die. However, because by this deed you have greatly scorned Yah, the children also who is born to you shall certainly die. And Nathan went to his house, and Yah smote that child that Uriah's wife had borne to David, and he was sick. And David sought Yah for the child, and David fasted and went in and spent all night lying on the ground. So the elders of his house stood up over him and raised him up from the earth, but he would not, nor did he eat food with them. And on the 7th day it came to be that the child died, and the servants of David were afraid to inform him that the child was dead. For they said, Look, while the child was still alive, we spoke to him, and he would not listen to our voice. And how do we say to him that the child is dead? Then he shall do evil. And David saw that his servants were whispering, and David perceived that the child was dead. Then David said to his servants, Is the child dead? And they said, He is dead. David then rose up from the ground and washed and anointed himself and changed his garments. And he went into the house of Yah and bowed himself. Then came to his own house and asked, and they set food before him, so he ate. And his servants said to him, What is this that you have done? You fasted and wept because of the living child, but when the child died, you rose up and ate food? And he said, While the child was alive, I fasted and wept. For I said, Who knows whether Yah shows favor unto me, and the child still live? But now he is dead. Why should I fast? Am I able to bring him back again? I am going to him, but he does not return to me. And David comforted Bathsheba his wife, and went into her and lay with her. So she bore a son, and called his name Shlomo, and Yah loved him. And sent by the hand of Nathan the prophet, and called his name Yedidiah because of Yah. And Joab fought against Rabbah of the children of Ammon, and captured the royal city. And Joab sent messengers to David and said, I have fought against Rabbah, and have captured the city's water supply. And now gather the rest of the people together, and encamp against the city, and capture it, lest I capture the city, and it be called after my name. And David gathered all the people and went to Rabbah, and fought against it, and captured it. And he took their sovereign's crown from his head, and its weight was a talent of gold with precious stones, and it was on David's head. For he brought it out of the spoil of the city, a great amount. And he brought out the people who were in it, and set them to the sword, and to sharp instruments of iron, and to axes of iron, and made them pass over the brickworks. And so he did with all the cities of the children of Ammon, and David and all the people returned to Yerushalayim.